I'm Monica Iken, and I lost my husband, Michael Patrick Iken. He worked in Tower 2 on the 84th floor for Eurobrokers. I started September's mission, and now I'm the proud board member, family member of the National September 11th Memorial and Museum. Well, for me, my grief started when I realized that this was going to be my nightmare. About 2 weeks after the horrific events, when I realized Michael was probably never coming home and I would never get him back. And that's when I started thinking about what was going to be important. And I didn't want them, at that time to build over dead people, especially knowing that what if I don't get him back and he's still at that site and they're going to build buildings. And so I focused my grief and energy on the memorial and making sure we had a proper place to go to preserve that site, to really, preserve the sanctity and the sacredness of the site. When I figured out I had to do something, I think, my family and friends thought I was pretty crazy because I ran out and said, I'm going on a mission and they're not going to build over dead people. So really it was more like, are you crazy? Who are you and what are you going to do? And I said, listen, I'm Monica Iken, my husband was there, and I'm going to do what I can to make sure we preserve that site. And that was the beginning of September's mission. I started working on that and getting involved with other family members who were out doing other things to help families kind of understand what was going on. And it was a lot of confusion in the beginning. And so, focusing really my energy, I didn't really have time to think about my grief at that time. I was pretty much running around, learning everything I could about what was going on, hanging out with other family members, forming groups, and I started my foundation, and angels came out of every corner. I can't even tell you how unbelievable it was. I didn't know what I was doing, but people said, we'll help you, what we can do, and I had Dewey Valentine at that time come out and just offer their services, and people were donating money to help get the 501c3 done, and just really, I can't even believe how people just saw something and decided to help us in whatever way they could. And the media was really powerful back then as well, and helping us get our voices heard. The last couple of years, it's just amazing to look back and see how much we've done. And I think I didn't really think about my grief until 3 years when I met my current husband now, and thought about what that meant, meeting someone new and, starting a life with someone else. And, I think that's when I realized I have to kind of seek some help for the grief that I didn't deal with for almost 3 years. And, it's been a long road, but a very healing road in the fact that I feel really good about where I am today in my life. I feel I've done what I promised Michael. When I go to the site now and I see the pools and I saw his name go into the parapet, I just know he's coming home now finally, and it's a good moment for me. It's not, it's sad because it's what happened, but it's actually a happy moment. He finally has a home. I look at it as, this is something I had to do in my life, and I've been blessed to be able to do it, to survive the nightmare. I was blessed to have Michael in my life, and so for me, this is a very healing time, because I'm at a point where I'm going to go to this memorial and be very happy to be there and see his name, and it's amazing, and it's going to be unbelievable. People are not going to believe what they see, because when the water comes on and you hear it, you forget where you are, you forget you're in the middle of the city, you forget the buildings, you just think about why you're here and what you're doing and who you're honoring, and you learn about them and who they. It's a great feeling to keep their spirits alive in that space. And I know Michael is going to be happy to be home finally. As you know, I get a lot of signs from my husband Michael. He's very good at that, and he lets me know he's around a lot. It's amazing how that works. And I continue to get messages from him and signs, but finally, 10 years later almost, I was like, okay, Michael, go team. He finally did something very impressive. I was doing an interview with some people that I had to interview with after going to the site. It was a beautiful sunny day like usual, because he knows he gets the memo. We have that sun connection, and he would say, when he was here, obviously. What do you think, the sun revolves around you? And I'm like, yeah, kind of, sort of, yeah. Mm-hmm. He's like, okay. So we would joke about that, because I'd say I need to have a conversation with the sun to come out, make sure it's nice sunny weather when we're out, and he would laugh. So now that's been something I've noticed in the last 10 years, that anytime I'm at the site or doing something, the sun always comes out, even if it's in, and shines on me really bright, and I just get this feeling, the warmth is his energy on me, and I feel the soul connection that we had. And so the other day, like, I was doing an interview, and the sun was out, and then it had went behind the clouds. It was a little bit cloudy for a minute. And as I spoke about Michael, and I said, my Michael, and when the sun comes out, and all of a sudden, it was like the opening of the sky. The sun hit me so hard on my face, as it was like on cue, as if I could have pulled a string and made the sun do what I said. And I've never seen 4 grown men's eyes pop out of their heads like, how did you do that? And it's actually on tape, and it's unbelievable, and I can't even believe that he finally gave me the gift. I know Michael is here. He's here, and he makes his presence known, and when the sun is out, it shines, and I feel his heat on me. I really do. I really feel he's here. You don't have to have a physical person to feel connected to someone spiritually, and they're happy too. Here comes the sun. Here it comes right now. So that's my Michael guy. That's all I have to say about that. There you go. Good job, good job.
Thank you very much, Michael.
He's good. I gotta practice that some more. I don't know how he does that. Wait a minute.
It's right on cue.
Yeah, it was. He's good like that. I want people to understand that things like that do happen, and whatever it is, whatever the connection is that you have with your loved one, try to explore that and be open to it, because when it happens and you get a gift like that, it's unbelievable, and it just confirms that there's something there that we don't know about, and they are angels. They're here, they're around, and let them come in, let them embrace them, because it's powerful when they do come in.